show my respect because I think he's a special guy. And also, paisa nahi leta hai, to bhulna padega. No, really, what he's done is not, we cannot pay him back. If I would give him Kunal's flat otherwise, immediately. But we are here to talk about the whole liver clinic coming of age and also the liver situation. Want to just say from my side before we hand it over to others, I stopped drinking 2015 alcohol, so I'm no longer a patient of yours. I shouldn't be at least. And I hope to give up non-veg one day. I'm an animal lover, so that's coming next. So I should be in the completely in the safe zone. Of course, आपको restaurant में क्या करेगा sir? So sad. What life is this? Only vegetarian food, no alcohol, nothing. Also staying at home with the same wife. That's getting. By the way, that's a very good way to keep your liver fit. I'm sure Dr. Kalal, who's a holistic thinker like that, will agree. A good marriage is very important for a good liver. And that's why me and my wife, we go out twice a week. I go Monday, Wednesday, she goes Tuesday, Thursday. Rocky. Now, Kunal, sorry.
Sir, it's a definition of good marriage. You use the word good marriage, so you have to define it now.
मेरे को कुछ नहीं मालूम सर. I'm not in होश में नहीं है. No, I get through it. Second exam.
Good marriage is oxymoron. Either you are good or you are married. In fact, after marrying a customs officer, I've realized that in many countries, the punishment for shoplifting is marriage.
I think all the frustrated males, no matter how educated, always come to the front row. We're taking a noble issue about liver and helping people live better lives, and look at what we're doing. The frustration and anger of the person in 20 years of marriage coming out. Ladies, please feel free to say your points also. Huh? We get away with giving all our versions. Yeah. Same version. No, pass it the mic.
It's the same version for the women also. They just keep quiet and they just nod their head. So it's the same. And a good marriage is difficult for us too.
It's an oxymoron. Good, yeah, marriage. Kunal's the only unmarried person here. He's a 61-year-old virgin. So nice to see. I mean, I'm so proud. Because Sanskriti और परंपरा में आजकल ऐसा है. So sweet. Would you like to start with your official conversation?
Yeah, no, I'm here thanks to Dr. Kalal again. I happen to be his patient, not for the liver though, but for the rest of the insides completely. Everything is in a bit of a better shape. He's also been instrumental in getting me to stop drinking, which is important, and I haven't drunk for 5 or 6 years now, which is, it shows in all the results that I occasionally test for. But we're here to celebrate World Liver Day, and I must say that while listening to all the conversations over here, the amount of liver I've heard, there are 3 restaurants right outside this hospital which serve you really good liver. Okay? There is Shivsagar right over here, which is superb liver. Chicken liver. Anyway, so the idea of sitting around here and talking was to, so there are lots of myths about the liver which we want to try and explode. Dr. Kalal will give us a few things. She's going to give us a few tips on the sort of culinary side of the liver, and Sanjeev and Suhas, who are both restaurateurs and experts, will also contribute and try and discuss this question of the liver and issues. Your job is done, Cyrus. Yeah.
He sounds like my wife.
So I don't know how many over here, how many people over here are doctors and who are not. But let's start with I'll start with Dr. Kalal. The most basic question on liver is that is the black coffee story. Is it really true that black coffee helps? The liver is an organ that regenerates itself, doesn't it? Unlike my pancreas. So does black coffee really help?
Yes, so that's very true. Black coffee does help, but only black coffee. It should not be added with the cream and sugar. Okay, so black coffee in true sense has been shown to be beneficial in terms of it has anti-inflammatory property. Okay, it also has antioxidant properties. So there has been reports in literature is available that shows that if you drink coffee at least 3 cups per day, your fatty liver can become regress, and up to 40% it can be beneficial. So it is that, but alone coffee will not. So So right food choices, exercise, and all that Cyrus just said.
Yeah.
Everything have to be followed.
Together.
Yes. I don't know if not.
So recommend marriage as a liver?
Good marriage. Good marriage is a good key to good life.
Then what happens to his liver?
No. My marriage and bladder are linked together. Sanjeev, in all these years of having created recipes, of having done a food show, having cooked on television, did you at any point start deciding that look, we must cook food or show recipes that are good for all the organs besides the liver, and start talking about cholesterol, about fat, about all those things? Like, and I don't want to use the word healthy food because it just sounds like it tastes like nothing, but the food that is good for you.
Thank you, Kunal, and thank you, Gleneagles Hospital, for arranging this. Thank you, Dr. Chetan Klal. Like everyone has said that they are here because of him. I am also because of him. I am here, but I'm not his patient. He tried. मेरे से एक फाइब्रो स्कैन तो करवा लो. मैं क्या नहीं करवाना. So, no, but thank you for that offer. I haven't had time, but very good question, Kunal, and I think while we have fun, I think it's a serious topic and a subject. Let me tell you that we say that ये experts बैठे हैं, ये लोग सुन रहे हैं, हम लोग हैं. I think the only person that we should listen to when it comes to health, there's only one person I can think, and you know that person. About yourself. Only listen to your body. Your body tells you everything. There are signals that are given. Liver actually is very kind. बहुत देर बाद signal देता है. It does not work in isolation. We think that it works because we have specialists. तो हमने वैसे कर लिया. So this is something which we were filming in Lucknow many years ago, and we were having lunch. Eye doctor कोई थे साथ में मस्ती चल रही थी ऐसे ही. तो then a specialist came in. एक eye doctor, एक eye के दूसरे specialist आ गए. Now he said that I am this specialist of retina का ऐसे, some cornea, whatever. There was third person who was sitting. Oh, so you're an eye doctor. That doctor got offended. No, I'm not an eye doctor. I am cornea replacement. This, and he was really loud. And we were sitting in a restaurant. मुझसे रानी गया. मैंने कहा, अच्छा doctor, which eye, right eye or left eye? So I think in the area of in day and age of specialization, we make everything complex, and that complexity is brought in so that specialists can survive. Reality is that if we keep our life simple, if we know you don't need to speak to any doctor, listen to Sanjeev Kapoor के समोसे और सैलेड में कौन सा अच्छा है? किसी को बताने की जरूरत है?
समोसा.
Correct. So it is. I think if we look at any food, anything, we all know it. हमें सब पता है. कोई confusion नहीं है. Over a period of time, we see a lot of data and we say कि अच्छा ये ऐसे है. एक डॉक्टर बोलेंगे भागोगे तो नीज खराब हो जाएंगे. Right? It's not good for you. So what I have learned over the years, Kunal, is that moderation is the key. अति किसी चीज की नहीं करनी है, and you will be fine. If you have a specific problem, then you start to address the specific. But most of the time, we want, for a normal life, we also start to look at specific things. I think that is something that we should not do. कि हम कहते हैं कि बाकी सब ठीक था, चल लिवर के लिए ये ले लेते हैं, इसके लिए ये लेते हैं, इसके लिए ये लेते हैं, इसके लिए no, don't do that. Is my suggestion and advice. अच्छा खाओ, healthy, जो घर का खाना है वो खाओ, जो आसपास उगता है वो खाओ. नॉर्मल आ रहे हैं सुबह, there is no need to take lift. 3 फ्लोर पे आना है. कितने लोग चल के आए सीढ़ियों से? काफी आए हैं और काफी नहीं आए, राइट? 3 फ्लोर तक तो चढ़ के आओ, राइट? 4 नहीं, हम तो 10th फ्लोर पे रहते हैं, तो 3 फ्लोर तक चढ़ के चले जाओ, बाकी साथ में लिफ्ट ले लेना, राइट? But we don't do that. उसके बाद अच्छे से सो जाओ, right? So normal food, good normal activity and great sleep. I think you need nothing else. You need और कुछ नहीं चाहिए, will all be fine. But ये सुनाई नहीं देता हमें तो चाहिए कुछ स्पेशल। ये तो सब बता देते हैं, हमें वो चीज की वैल्यू नहीं लगती है जिसमें कोई पैसे ना लगे। तो इसलिए पैसे नहीं खर्च करने हैं तो अपनी बॉडी की सुनो, पैसे खर्च करने हैं तो बाकी भी सुनो।
Yeah, exactly. I just not the doctors in the room is talking about. You continue with your specialization. Very good.
Why do you think I did not become a doctor? I could have become a doctor. No, but we all know that is true.
Also, sir, आपने कहा moderation is the key, and Sunny sir has a question he wants me to ask on his behalf, which is, अगर moderation सबसे important चीज़ है, then why we are married for 60-70 years? We should also be moderate in that.
Yeah, you should be. You should be.
I hope that answers the question, sir. All good पूछना है.
Start living like siblings.
No, we'll go back to reality with young Shekhar Suman.
Thank you for the interruption. Thank you, Sanjeev.
Anybody who is a specialist in bronchitis and that kind of thing?
I haven't coughed yet. Okay?
You got 5 times already. I'm counting.
Okay, we've got Dr. Avchat here also. You're a doctor as well as a restaurateur. So a lot of people talk about food as medicine. We talk about, say, haldi, for example. And I know that haldi is antiseptic, and every time we fell down when we were little.
Haldi is healthy.
Yeah. No, even it stops bleeding, and also if you fall down, you get a little wound, you put a little haldi on it, it stops. Similarly, do you have any thoughts on using food as medicine? Maybe not specifically for the liver, but even generally in life.
So basically, I'm a doctor, but I'm non-practicing. I'm an MD psychiatry, not practicing anymore because I had some stint in army and police. I converted my clinic investment. You know about it. We are trying to give you the home. We have a nice line. We said home food cooked better. So, like we have food which is vegan, we have Jain, and we have also healthy food, low glycemic index. And now I'm going to make it liver friendly. I'm going to give a menu of your Gleneagles. I'm going to educate people. They believe in me that I'm a doctor. So that kind of food. But there are a lot of we stopped using all these maidas and all the white things. And we use millets. We have food of millet. We have very healthy food. Yes, all those home food. Yeah. So there is a lot of healthy food around there in my restaurant. And since we are regional food, so we're local. We don't use any kind of preservatives or frozen food or colors or aromatics. It's all naturally good food only. That's why we survive for 36 years. So food is the medicine. What you say?
I agree with you. Yes.
He is the right person to answer this question. He is working on what exactly you said.
Sanjeev.
You talked about
Food is medicine.
haldi.
Haldi, okay.
So, I say this that again the moderation comes into play. Any food, it would have some qualities, right? There's nothing that you can say इसमें ये नहीं है, इसमें calories होंगे. Calories are nutrient. It's not that calorie is bad. लोग कहते हैं calorie is needed. Salt is needed. So you need calories, you need fat, you need everything. You need micronutrients. You need all kinds of nutrients. I think what mistake we make is that we go after one thing and we beat it to death, literally. That I think is wrong. And when it comes to turmeric, as you know, it's a great antiseptic. It's a great antiseptic. We know that. It's antimicrobial also. Now, anti-inflammatory also. It's not that it is. It's not. but how much to have it? And is it really that you pop pills and it'll cure your liver? Would it help in regeneration of liver? No, it will not. Actually, it may harm also if you overdo it. And it's not just not for liver. It can be bad for heart also. And it's not just, okay, let's not haldi ko itna nahi marte, ginger ko marte. Ginger, great spice, we have it in our kitchen. But if you overdo it, the blood thinning property of it, right? You are already on blood thinners and you overdo on ginger tea and ginger juice and ginger and all, it can actually harm you. So I always say that know about it, ask, and let me also say this, and I'm saying this because I meet a lot of doctors, for years I spend time with them because they don't know food. Doctors don't know food. This is to all doctors. Now it is changing. And why? Because they were not taught. How much of nutrition was a doctor taught? They were not taught. So I would actually go to a doctor, and then I realized that I was spending much more time. And then I said, आपकी इतनी लंबी लाइन लगी है, कहते हैं खाने के बारे में तो पता ही नहीं है ना. हमारे पास आके पेशेंट्स पूछते हैं खाने में क्या खाना है, क्या अच्छा है, क्या नहीं है, but they don't have time for this. That is true. Now that is changing. So we have a culinary institute in Pune. It's a joint venture with Symbiosis. Their medical school, their nutrition school has been combined with the culinary school. So first anywhere that is happening, because unless that happens, patients believe in doctors. Doctors don't have time. Now new age doctors are spending time on research. They are doing that. Otherwise, why do you think इतना होता कि पहले ये था अब नया हो गया, पहले इतना था अब नया हो गया? Because it was based on not just data, it was based on many other things. Commerce is involved, there are many things that is involved. So haldi, moderation as a spice, great. Don't think it's a magic pill, you will pop it and you'll say it's a great thing to have. There are, we've talked about it on haldi's, the toxicity that can be caused with this. There are the scientific data for what is good, what is not, what is bad, what is. So, खाने में खा रहे हैं, जितना खा रहे हैं, अच्छा खा रहे हैं, खाओ. But otherwise, be informed.
That's a very good answer.
I think there's also, we're missing on another factor. Better than haldi is haldi ram. You've got ram and haldi. So I would throw that in. If you want, I could leave with you.
No, but I have a story with that. हल्दीराम की स्टोरी चलो कोई रिकॉर्ड करके डालना मत परसों ही मिला. This was many years ago. So my मेरा जीजा, he worked as CEO for them in Delhi. So इसके अरे मुझे अपने बॉस से मिलवाना है, owners. I said चलो. So this was maybe 20 years ago. And I said कि देखो आप इतना ये कर रहे हो. Actually what you should start is दुनिया चेंज हो रही है, थोड़ा थोड़ा हेल्दियर खाना भी शुरू करो आप. Maybe 20% less sugar, maybe 20% less salt, maybe 20% less fat. ऐसे थोड़ा सा हेल्दियर शुरू करो. मतलब he's not even listening to me. जी नहीं कोई नहीं खाता जी, कौन खाता है जी, कुछ नहीं. I'm getting irritated. I'm really getting irritated कि ये क्या है, मतलब मैं इनके चक्कर में आ गया अपने जीजा के, अपने मालिक के. चलो ठीक है, but if I am coming here, then कुछ बता रहा हूँ कि this is how the world is, this is what it needs, नहीं सुन रहे हैं. Then I told them, I said देखो ऐसा है, अगर आप नहीं करोगे ना तो मैं एक रेंज आपके सारे आइटम्स की निकालूंगा with 10-20% less fat and I'll call it healthy ram. He fell off his chair. This is a true story.
But अभी तक आया नहीं हो. Bureaucracy.
Okay, Rupa, you've been cooking recipes from your mother's, from your grandmother, from your mother-in-law, from 2 generations ago, And all that food, all those recipes have their roots in the recipe with ingredients and methods and all, which are directly related to culture, where you come from, what your living style is, and your health. You want to sort of just tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, thank you everybody for having me here, and thank you Dr. Kala, and thank you Kunal for asking this question. Yes, as Sanjeev just mentioned, that everything in moderation and your body tells you. So I think when you mentioned my mothers and grandmothers and the home, I'm a home chef. So all of us have our thalis, which we have forgotten, and then we go to some diets with a different name like keto, vegan, DASH diet. So I think everything in moderation, and what we have that left side and right side and any regional thalis, I think in moderation that was which we have forgotten, and we should come back to whether it is a millet roti or a wheat roti. I don't think it matters as long as you have everything in moderation. I come from a coastal region where coconut was always used. Then suddenly the trend came that coconut is not good. And then the Western started having those spoonful of coconut cream or whatever those supplements, as he just mentioned, that anything that is supplement, we find it very easy because you have to just take a spoon of it or pop a tablet. But I don't think that's a myth. It doesn't work. You have to have the full body what requires. You have to see that coconut in moderation, like we in the coastal region have a lot of backyard vegetables that are so healthy. Like, we are called as God Saraswat. And the joke goes that we eat so much of gods, that is the snake god, the rig god, the ivy god. And these vegetables are completely forgotten, which we should be highlighting them. And I'm doing that in my home cooked food that I supply or I do for workshops or something. And coconut oil, I think all the oils are good in moderation. And you don't have to say that any oil is good for any organ. As Sanjeev sir just mentioned, I think the full body needs everything. So ghee, coconut oil, peanut oil, any oil in moderation can be used. And try to get lot of salads. You need not use icebergs and kale, but our cucumber and our tomatoes and our, the fruits also, melon and everything. You don't have to go for fancy things. We have a lot of things in India which can be treated fancily if you want. But the routine recipes also very good. And in my book that I've just published, I think I've done pretty good justice to my the heritage that I come from. And we steam things. So we are not learning anything from the Western. It's always there with us. We have to just get it in the forefront. That's all. Thank you.
Fantastic. And
Rupaji, Sunny sir had a question for you. Not me, I'm just, conveying it.
You're the moderator.
I'm the moderator, yeah. I'm the messenger, don't get angry with me. But you mentioned that oils have a correlation with different organs. So he would like to go head to toe and discuss if it's not too embarrassing. Sir, आप बताओ sir. शर्म क्यों आती है? Only question. So if you can go from brain downwards and say which oil.
You want me to go from
with
down?
Which organ?
You want me to go from down to
Arey
up?
Baba, I'm a heart patient.
You tell me which. How do you want me to?
she's a urology expert, okay?
Exactly. He just said that. I'm a urologist wife, so I think I should go from.
That is another thing, which is all the ingredients may not be pure and contaminated. As we sort of come towards the end of this discussion, there are a lot of myths which I think Dr. Kanal will be able to address. There are fads, there are myths, there are stories. There's kale, and there is he's good for you, he's bad for you. People are now saying eat or drink 1 spoon of coconut oil every morning. I can start checking these what are they called? These fads, and you telling me whether they are good. Like we talked about turmeric, which Sanjeev spoke about. What about liver detox? Can we actually detox our liver?
So he may not agree. Actually, so there is nothing called as a liver detox. Liver itself is an organ that performs tirelessly. You don't require anything.
Okay.
At the max, if you want to really help liver in detoxification, what you can do, you can avoid processed food, decrease load to the liver so that it can perform efficiently. So these are all fancy gimmicks. There is nothing called as the liver detox.
Liver's function is to detox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
The function of liver is detox.
Also, Hindustan liver, US liver, US liver is immigration policy.
What about this fad of kombucha right now?
Yeah.
Is kombucha good, bad, or does it make a damn difference?
Kombucha, whether good or bad, he is the right person to tell you. But these are Western superfoods. But
Okay.
I think we have Indian superfoods, no? Like avla, you know,
Fermentation
and simple food. I think equally important, equally easily available, easily digestible. But we, as you said, these are fad. We are just running after the Westerners and we are following them.
I think processed food, what he said, and we don't realize what is processing. So processing starts, vegetables that you are buying also, they are processed. Fruits are processed, dal, rice, everything is processed. So you would see, we talked about different diets and you can eat. So wheat, if you see that gluten intolerance has increased, even in a country like India, because we have modified the way wheat is grown. The whole grain is, yes, we have modified. I can talk about on that. That's why we have one of the highest cases of celiac disease in our country. And it's an irritant. Gluten is an irritant. Otherwise, gluten is good. Gluten is a protein. It's a water-soluble protein. So it's. I think we have to know in our house what we are eating. If our mother was eating that, our grandparents were eating. If at least 60 to 70 to 80%, if we can think that yes, they would have also eaten. It's good. If everything new that you are eating, there is a problem. One of the biggest problems, we don't realize it, dahi banani chhod di humne India ke andar. So we're talking of, so kombucha, you're saying you don't, actually, is kombucha good? Kombucha is good. It's good for the gut, but आपको अगर जो चाहिए आपको प्रीबायोटिक प्रोबायोटिक जितने भी आपको चाहिए फर्मेंटेशन वाली जितनी चीजें चाहिए we have stopped fermenting
We don't make dahi at home anymore.
So we will buy probiotic dahi from market and think it is good for us. Let me tell you, the probiotic count of ready-made dahi is less than the probiotic count that you would make at home. So we probiotic, this is very good, right? So there are 100 such things. You just need to know them, and maybe we should work on a book on just simple things. ये कर लो बहुत अच्छा है. खमीरी रोटी खाते थे हम लोग, right? बंद हो गई है. We don't do. There are many states. अभी आप जाओ उड़ीसा and all, you would pokhal bhat they would have. रात को fermented rice, रात को रखो, beautiful. You would have that. All this is there. Our legacy with food, our traditions go more than 5,000 years old. We don't need to follow anyone else. हमारे यहाँ पे जो उग रहा है, that is best for us. Our genes are meant to get accustomed, listen to those foods would listen better to our body. Not कि olive oil वहाँ से गए लेके आ गए, olive oil बहुत अच्छा होता है. Our fats are great. Okay, coconut you talk, so let's talk coconut. Coconut good or bad? Good. कितने साल से खराब था? बहुत खराब था, right?
बहुत साल.
कितने क्यों खराब था? US में. Why? Because it was the palm lobby, right? Do you know now Malaysian palm is bad? Do you know that? Palm oil is bad. It's considered. Do you know coconut is also a palm? Yes. So it's palm. So understand that. So okay, हमें किसी को कुछ अच्छा करना होगा, हर में अच्छाई होती है, अच में बुराई होती है. कि उसमें medium chain fatty acids they are good. So there are what we हमें किसको हीरो बनाना है, किसको जीरो बनाना है, बहुत आसान होता है. ये this is, so we have to be mindful. Don't over intellectualize it. Keep it simple, because there is something कि कहाँ कब कहाँ किसकी वजह से हो रहा है, and the information that we may be extracting, we may base our judgment also, which may be wrong. There may be some commerce that is going on and हम सोच रहे हैं अच्छा ये है. आगे की बादाम खा लो, ये खा लो, बेचारे पीनट गरीब हो गए हमारे. 95% of world's almonds are grown in California. The amount that they grow. पिछले कुछ दिनों में पिस्ता आपको अच्छे दिख रहे होंगे. इतना पिस्ता उग रहा है कैलिफोर्निया में, you have no clue. कहाँ बेचेंगे? तो बताएंगे ना उसमें क्या अच्छा होता है. Right? So remember that.
He just mentioned a very good point. Our Indian culture. And yesterday we gave a lecture where my friend Harshad, he spoke about what is a good diet. So his answer was good diet is what your ancestor used to eat. So that is a good diet. Okay? So
Unless they were cannibals. It's not impossible across the globe.
basically, so on this day I would just request all of you to turn your kitchen into your clinics, because every bite that we eat has a potential to prevent, reverse, or at least cure a potential metabolic disorders, including liver diseases.
Also, this is the first time in the entire program where both Dr. Raos have not been on the phone. So I think that's a beautiful moment here. We can't, yeah.
So, yeah, so is that a good discussion, or do we, yeah, if anybody in the audience would like to ask any questions, we can open it up. I'll start with one question, since we were talking about fermented things, and Dr. Kala will hit me for asking this. What about fermented, no?
Zero, no tolerance.
Zero, no tolerance.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
30 ml is bad. हम लोग खाते हैं जो उनके खाते
The initial effect of alcohol on the body. So no means no. Amitabh Bachchan has said it. No means no.
So benefit also is alcohol.
benefit is not because of alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
Say anything. Eating every day is bad, let me say. Diversity is important. Diversity is important. So diversity in diet is critical. So I say this कि 4 दिन बाद starch भी बदल लो. Don't have potatoes, don't have same thing. So change it. So biodiversity not only for nature, for our body. So the gut flora fauna, what we say, to have, it has to be multi-dimensional. It has to have, if you do that, it's like same thing if you would have. Is it bad? But it is not. You may not have it. Now talking about oats, good. Fiber is good in oats, but don't need to have it. There are so many other sources of good fiber. So that's my
Oats
suggestion.
are Indian food, Indian grains.
In India also it's grown. It's not that it's not grown, but we have many other better things that are grown in India. Yeah.
And another food is
In India we call it jai.
whey protein. Whey protein. Is it necessary for us? Or is
Whey-
it good for us?
For what? Let me ask, for what?
Ma'am,
Is it food?
Are you interested in
So
body?
you have to ask, no, you have to ask, is it food? You have to ask, is it food? Do you want to have it as a food, or you want to have it as
As a
supplement? So you don't need supplements if you have right food. That's the point. That's the point. You don't need to have. Whey protein comes, yeah.
No, Sunny sir wants to ask a question. You had mentioned diversity is very important. Basically, 40-50 साल के बाद still married to the same person, where's the diversity? Put some turmeric on that side.
Whey proteins, madam, we always had, like in Maharashtra, when we the hung curd, that water, we always had been making drinks out of it in the villages or in my childhood, we were always given that. That's whey protein. Maybe the protein level is not as much as a supplement protein, but as Sir said, you can have it in moderate, So, I mean, it's always going to help your body. So in a week, if you're going to have that 2 glasses of the whey water or whatever that.
Yeah, I think what is important, I think it's important for India context. I think there are 2-3 things that we need to correct immediately, right? One is we eat more salt than that is needed. Everyone talks about sugar, but let me tell you, we eat more salt. Average Indian family eats twice as much what we need. be careful if you have problems, everything, because electrolyte balance is important. So it's if you have an issue, then there's a difference. Otherwise, general, I would say, sugar, of course, we eat much more than what we should eat. That's talked about. Salt is not talked about. That's why I'm talking. Other than that, there was one more thing that we do wrong in our country, and that was important. It'll come to me.
Urinating on public roads.
Sorry. Oh no. So the third point is, I think average Indian needs to increase protein consumption. Our protein consumption is low. Average protein, and let it come from food. So India protein consumption is low. You don't have to go on a protein only diet and things like that and put extra load on your kidneys. You don't need to do that. But we definitely need more. So whole food, seeds, nuts, whole, right? Seeds, nuts, seasonal. Eat seasonal, eat fresh, eat local. That's it. If you can keep that, yeah, season ही नहीं पता होता टमाटर का season कौन सा होता है. भिंडी गर्मी में आती है, लौकी गर्मी में आती है, गाजर सर्दी में आती है. Ask your kids, they may not even know. They only know mango गर्मियों में आता है, right? I tell them, I said, cauliflower is a winter vegetable, right? I said, you'll be telling your kids, हमारे ज़माने में मैंगो सिर्फ गर्मियों में आया करता था. Then they realized, अच्छा. I said, you will see it. It will happen. In their lifetime, mangoes in India would be available.
Again, there's a myth that maybe the vegetarians lack protein, how much ever they try to eat the whole grains. Is this a myth or it's, I mean...
No, they need to increase.
Okay.
Why? Because actually, that's why for vegetarians it's important. दाल तो खा रहे हैं. दाल जब एक कटोरी खाते हैं ना, उसमें 1 चम्मच दाल होती है. Right. So you need to have मूंग खाओ, मूंग के sprouts खाओ. Yeah. Yeah, you can, of course. Great.
We have to have
Yeah.
a dozen egg whites like Cyrus.
Yeah.
Egg whites, पूरा egg आता है.
Pura.
We don't waste.
Yeah. He eats the shell also.
Sanjeev sir, last question.
मैं जानना सबको आपने बोल दिए आप पिछले 22 साल से जैसे कि ऐसे यूज कर होता है हीरा
नहीं, आप गलत हैं. 40 साल से ऐसे.
इसको कहते हैं
क्या
flirting.
खाते हो आप
सही जवाब. मैं सब कुछ खाता हूँ. मैं घर का खाना ज्यादा खाता हूँ और क्योंकि मुझे खाने के बारे में इतना पता है तो मुझे पता है कि ये खाना है, कितना खाना है, कितना नहीं खाना है. मतलब अब जैसे you may not believe, but I have put on in last maybe 1 year I have put on almost about 5 to 6 kilos. Yes. So, but ये कम कर दूंगा मैं अगले 1 महीने के अंदर मैं कम कर दूंगा. So I know that okay, now अब ये ज़्यादा हो गया, let me work on it. Because travel, see we don't realize weight बहुत बड़ा issue है. Stress, and stress is not only कि tension है, lack of sleep also is puts body in stress and distress. So we need to बहुत सारी चीजें करनी है. तो simple रखेंगे life ना तो कोई चीज जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी.
सर चेहरे पे आपको ग्लोर भी काफी दिख रहे हैं.
दोबारा कहना पड़ेगा कि flirting is not allowed.
सरसों का तेल लगाता हूँ सर.
Keeping the distance of 12 hours or 16 hours between 2 meals. So today is this liver day. So it is, I think it's very necessary to know, is it good or healthy for liver, eating after 12 hours or 16 hours?
So
Or
that
keeping the
is
distance.
new fad, intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
See, at the end of day, whether you fast intermittent, gap 12-8, 14-8, or 16-9, or during restricted period, okay? So you will lose weight or your liver will become healthy only if you are adhere and there is a portion control. So whole purpose is portion control. It's not that particular fasting will help you. So at the end of the day, if there is a negative balance in terms of kilocalories, you will definitely will be help in terms of your weight. and that will decrease the metabolic load. Your insulin sensitivity will improve, insulin resistance will improve, and that is how it will be ultimately beneficial.
So is it
But the
beneficial
problem-
for children of 15 years to
But
keep
the
a
problem is
distance of
that
20
it has to be not for everyone. It has to be done under supervision. Second, the problem is that you can't continue it. The main problem is that suppose you fast for a day, next day you will binge and you will eat more than what it should be.
But I think the latest study shows that intermittent fasting has higher mortality.
Yeah, that is also
Yes,
that's what I said. It is not for
Organic
everyone.
failures.
It is not for everyone. Please, it should be done with a proper guidance and under supervision. It should not be done.
What do you think about iodine and anti-caking agent added to our salt?
Iodine is needed.
Anti-caking agent, not all, only free flow they would add.
Yeah.
But let's say, for example, Tata salt does not add anti-caking, right? So their dioxide they are used to. They are inert materials. Actually, कुछ नहीं होगा उससे.
Or iodine?
Iodine is actually in India it is needed. It is needed. आपके मतलब goiter की इतनी हमारे यहाँ पे थी. So it is even now many states there is an issue. There's an issue we need.
Since the question of iodine came, can I ask one question? So in the recently, I heard in the news that in Shah Rukh Khan's restaurant, the paneer, the iodine test, it shows that the paneer was adulterated. So
Oh, no.
is
Okay.
that a test for paneer?
No. That is iodine testing. So don't look at everything. So what is served? So you also have to understand that जैसे leather की chair होती हैं, रेक्सिन की चेयर भी होती है, राइट? अब उसका नाम दूसरा एक देते हैं, मैन मेड फैब्रिक कर देते हैं, राइट? तो ऐसे खाने में भी बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. There are different things. There is milk, there is skimmed milk, there is toned milk, different percentage of fat, right? So there are different products. Now, चीज में बड़े अलग अलग होते हैं. आइसक्रीम आपने खाई है इंडिया के अंदर. अमूल कहता है कि many years ago they did a case on one liver company, Unilever. They did that. Their quality ice cream, you could not call it ice cream because it did not have milk fat. It had vegetable fat. So that's why all that was changed to frozen desserts. So that's now you get non-dairy butter also, right? You get non-dairy butter also.
Yeah,
Same, you get paneer, cheese, where there is not 100% dairy. There are other fats that are there also, right? So there are people who sometimes because of health, sometimes because of cost, not always it's health. जो बेचारा लेदर नहीं चेयर ले रहा, वो लेदर राइट का ले रहा है, रेक्सिन का ले रहा है, वो थोड़ी क्यों नहीं ले रहा लेदर का, right? So same way, cost is also an issue. So there could somebody, so in cheese, the new thing that is launched and it's perfectly government has approved it. It's called analog cheese, analog paneer. People say, "Arey nakli hai." No. It is something. Actually, I have just made a note of it yesterday to write to FSSAI कि analog निकाल के कोई थोड़ा सा reasonable, respected नाम रखो उसका. वो ऐसा सुन के ऐसे लगता है कि ठीक नहीं है. हाँ. So there are many such things which people may think कि अच्छा ये इसमें ऐसा है कि आयोडीन का टेस्ट करने से ऐसा ब्लैक होगा, वो वैसे होगा ही होगा ब्लैक. उससे nothing goes wrong, I can tell you.
Which oils and foods lowering the cholesterol? The cholesterol.
What is cholesterol? Is it fat or not? You know? Anyway, we should not go there. But it's not about. You don't need to lower your cholesterol. See, our problem is that we think lowering cholesterol is good for us. Actually, in India, there are many people who need to increase their cholesterol level. So it is the ratio that is important. It's the ratio of their different cholesterol. Actually, again, I said don't over intellectualize. Simple चीजें रखो, अति मत करो. क्योंकि जितना आप उसको ओवर इंटेलेक्चुअलाइज करोगे, ज्यादा लोग कंफ्यूज करेंगे, ज्यादा लोग बताएंगे ये खा लो, तो उनको पता भी नहीं होगा. This also I can tell you. They would also not know.
Okay, thank you, Sanjeev. We can go on with these questions for a very long time.
He is trying to sell, Sanjeev sir is trying to sell leather sofas. You want to comment
Tata salt.
I get paid so much money talking about that. I have no clue. No, but I don't endorse Tata salt.
Not yet.
No, that was my first endorsement.
Okay, we have a, ma'am, we've got lots happening after this. Sorry, I know everybody has lots of questions, but we have to move forward. We've got a demonstration happening with Rupa and Mrs. Kalal, who's going to help, show us some really good healthy food and recipes. Yes, I'm right, no? Yeah, correct. So I think we should set up for this demonstration. And if we,
but
healthy and tasty both, healthy and tasty.
Correct.
Together.
Healthy और tasty होता है. खाना सब tasty होता है. खाने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, लोग खराब या अच्छे हो सकते हैं, खाना अच्छा होता है. Okay, सेंधा नमक by any name, it's sodium chloride. अगर नमक का टेस्ट चाहिए तो लो आपका लो सोडियम लो दिस लो पोटेशियम वाला सॉल्ट लेंगे, लेकिन नमक का टेस्ट ज्यादा देने के लिए ज्यादा डाल देंगे, because it is just sodium उसमें भी है, it's just partly replaced with now सेंधा नमक ये नमक, these are all actually flavors आते हैं उसके अंदर. They are, as a chef I can say, these are impurities that we celebrate.
Yes.
Yeah, so the door has been opened and it looks like there's a stretcher coming in, but it's not. And that's really, he came in full OT outfit.
Dr. Vizier,
Yes.
check the blood pattern.
I know. Thank you, panel. Thank you, everybody.